have a very special friend, one close to my heart. I'm sure we all do. But I hope the tragic tale of how I very nearly lost her will help you appreciate all those friends who are loyal and true. She has been so brave, fought through so much by simply being herself in a world that told her she needed to change. You'll get to meet her here with me on this stage tonight, but all in good time. Every morning when I woke up, my friend sat smiling, waiting at my bedside. We then went to school together, sat together on the bus, in every single class, and at lunch. We always have. I never got bored of her. She's rather unconventional. She's a great listener, gives great advice, wise beyond her years, and above all, understanding. I remember several years back, many people thought her both entertaining and deep. She was quite popular, you see, until an unexpected turn of events. She hasn't taken it very well. In fact, she's still recovering, and she speaks only to me. I've searched for a suitable diagnosis, but there was none I could see, none which fit her completely. What was the event so tragic that it caused her to fade away day by day, to grow quieter still? It was simply that she woke up one morning to find that no one would speak to her anymore, as though she'd put on an invisibility cloak. Suddenly, she lost all value, all worth. Suddenly, she wasn't as amusing, she wasn't as interesting, she wasn't as intelligent. I mean, she was, but people just stopped believing that. Gradually, I saw her fall apart, tear by tear, limb by limb, slipping further into a deep abyss of permanent silence. Yet in her silence, she spoke to me about her fears, ambitions, and insecurities. She spoke of bullies labeling her boring, pointless, and silly for believing in the power of words. And then came something even worse. The screens. They were a glaring gang of monsters, yet no one but her seemed to think so. One morning, they marched through the door and walked out, arm in arm with 10 friends, or even more. These screens were so polished, shiny, and mesmerizing, so, naturally, they became the new popular girls. Everyone was absolutely smitten with them and their glowing skin, and for a moment I was torn. I wanted so badly to be a part of this new popular movement, not bearing to be left behind, yet hating to abandon the friendship of years. The screen smiled at me, trying to win me over, but their gaze brought tears to my eyes. Rumi, a favorite of my friends, says, "I am not this hair, I am not this skin. I am the soul that lives within." That was exactly the issue. These screens were sirens, dangerous. They seduced the eyes of many, only to rob them of their sight. They were so powerful. Yet if you dropped them, if you failed to give them attention, they were fragile and shattered to pieces. The problem was not their hair, not their skin. It was that there was no soul within, and their words were simply empty letters. My friend, both blessed and cursed with this knowledge, figured that out at once. This whole issue came at a very bad time, just when we had so much planned. We were planning to journey 20,000 leagues under the sea and off to Treasure Island and maybe revisit Satis House to see Pip and Miss Havisham. In the past, we fought Jabberwockies and witches and flying monkeys, a ruthless king, and several genies. Well, she did anyways. My eyes were closed in fear. So, she'd been through a lot, yet the screens were unlike any other monster she'd ever fought. She summoned the help of her few remaining friends, and we all vowed to put this world war to an end, which is why I'm here to speak to you tonight. I beseech you to help us set this right. She said those screens were an epidemic. I told her she was exaggerating, until a couple of weeks ago, I saw this. Our world is becoming a dystopian novel, like the ones that fill all the young adult racks in bookstores, with each chapter more treacherous than the last. Authors are inspired by reality to create worlds of imagination and through words link both. If that is the case, then we are closer to dystopia than we think. My friend grew so fatigued in trying to prove this that she yellowed and paled by the day. At last, I decided that enough was enough, and I carried her to my home when her voice like rasping pages was hoarse, when her skin as paper was coarse. She had gone through a fearsome battle, so I dressed her wounds, the visible ones, and I listened to her tired heart and to her battered lungs. We kept her alive in my family by carving words everywhere. And when she gained enough strength, she revealed to me, I was once a friend to all, long before the screens, and I've never robbed anybody of their sight. They gave me friendship and tender care, and I gave back what I could, wisdom and hope against despair. I've spoken to many before you, because to this world I am not new. Perhaps that is the very fault they find in me. I am not new. Oh, if only they knew how many tongues I've heard and how many I can speak, how much I've traveled and how much I've seen. I've traversed mountains, land, sea, sky, and even time. Eventually, I know they'll all see, so the best I can do is stay true to me. Now I commend this friend for persevering, enduring, climbing through her dark abyss of silence, for staying true. She surprised me when she said she'd already spoken to many of you. I appreciate her, so I brought her here with me tonight, as someone who taught me to learn for life. Even through her struggle with identity and her strife, her dying words were, I belong to the world, so carry me out there, bury me where everyone can see how much we've all lost. Her voice spoke of 1,000 stories in a tale and hours spent linking people across shores long before email. I've sworn to carry her legacy because it has the power to mend this world's once lovely tapestry, because it is woven into who I am and who I wish to be. My friend's faith is words. She is the first word of my faith revealed. Iqra, read, for she has many words to say. If only you'd look. Would you like to meet her? My friend, dear friends, her name is Book. Thank you.